Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I'm Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. Today, we're doing something new on the channel and checking out an upcoming VR mod. The flat screen to VR mod scene has been taking off lately. In fact, I recently released a video that covers 30 flat screen games that are now playable in VR, many of which feature full motion controls and feel like native VR games. So today, I decided to dive directly into one of these upcoming releases and provide a mini mod review. This is a completely new video format, which will cover everything from how easy is the mod to install, other known issues, the level of motion controller support, and basically just how fun it is to play this game in VR. I'll finish the video off with some of my personal gameplay to show the mod in action, but I would really love it if you guys could leave some comments letting me know if you like the new format, do you want me to continue with these mini mod reviews, or if you just have any other constructive criticism. Now there are of course links and timestamps in the description if you want to jump around, but let's start this video off with some information on today's modded game. Deep Rock Galactic is a 4-person co-op PvE shooter, which has you diving deep into tunnels, mining for precious minerals, and taking on the role of 4 separate dwarven classes, each with their own unique weapons and skills to level up. The title originally released for flat screen in May of 2020 and has since received overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. Now, my first experience with this title was actually in VR, which was a bit of a double-edged sword as it introduced some additional positives and negatives. The title is much more impressive and immersive in VR, but the motion controls require a bit of extra knowledge and some onboarding, which isn't available in the mod just yet. Now, before we go into detail on those motion controls, let's talk a bit more about this mod. If you can't wait to get your hands on this, it will soon be available in an open public beta. Online play is supported, but everyone requires the mod, even if you're only playing on flat screen. Installation of the mod is quite simple, only requiring a few minor changes to Steam and inside of the game itself, in conjunction with selecting the mod from the Mod.io website. Now, there's always the possibility that the installation might be even further streamlined down the road, but even as it stands right now, it's very simple to set up. I would consider the current state of the mod as playable, but there are some known bugs that cause everything from occasional crashes to graphical anomalies. The mod team is very much on top of these issues and actively patching bugs and adding new features, but what they've already achieved is pretty exceptional, especially when it comes to the motion controls. Now, those controls are excellent, but they're far from perfect. All of your weapons and equipment are holstered throughout your body, grenades and flares are on your wrist, your sidearm is on your hip, larger weapons are on your back, etc, etc. There are even some gesture-based controls like holding your hands up to trigger audio cues or recall the mule. Overall, it feels quite natural, but there are some issues. For starters, you may need to look up some of these controls before playing the game. The grip strength needs to be reworked for Valve Index controllers, as it's too easy to accidentally drop your weapon, and the weapon offset doesn't always properly line up, so rather than holding items, they might be floating just outside your grip. But even with all of these issues, the mod still somehow manages to deliver a weapon handling experience better than some native VR games. Now, since I'm new to Deep Rock Galactic in general, I've been jumping back and forth between flat screen and VR, and even with the current issues of this mod, VR is my preferred way to play. But if the game is completely new to you, I do recommend you get some flat screen gameplay in first. While the remaining mod issues are being worked on, the developers have implemented a quick way to slip out of VR mode and back onto flat screen. Currently, this feels a bit necessary, but the mod's team goal is to make jumping back to flat screen a last resort. Okay, so for the first time ever, here is my mod review score, which has 4 separate criteria. First is the motion sickness comfort level, which gets a 5 out of 10. Some of the cutscenes or mission accomplished screens can be a bit jarring, and there's a heavy amount of screen shaking in this title. So I recommend you adjust some settings on that, or even look into some additional mods that completely remove screen shaking. Now, next up is the motion control implementation, which scores an 8. A few controls like using the pickaxe have yet to be implemented, and there are some other minor issues that I previously mentioned, but overall motion controls are quite excellent. Now, performance on the other hand was a bit spotty, and even with an extremely high-end rig, I did get some occasional dips and averaged less than 90 frames per second. So overall, there's a good chance that you may need to play with your in-game settings to help increase your overall performance. Now, there's a lot of different headsets and hardware at play here, so results may vary across the board. And the final score for this mod is the get it now or wait score, which I'm giving it a 7. Now, based on my conversations with the modders, I am expecting every one of these scores to rise over time. This ranking is based on a pre-release beta as of May 18th, 2022. So the overall verdict is Deep Rock Galactic is another amazing new flat screen to VR mod, and it's good enough to warrant purchasing the game if you don't already have it, or returning to this title if you were previously a fan. In its soon to be released beta state, you might want to wait a little bit longer before diving in though, as some graphical or audio anomalies can ruin the overall experience, crashes can be frustrating, and you may even need to jump out of VR from time to time. But here's a look at some gameplay featuring two of the mod's developers and Beardo Benjo. We both had the same obvious first question: can everyone else see my hand movements?
It's all gonna be okay. So you can't see each other like lifting your hands up and things.
I
right?
guess not.
No.
No, okay.
Not yet.
Currently, it's not implemented, but it is doable in the future. However, other aspects of the mod are more pressing right now. Let's check out some of those motion sickness warnings, starting with a random cutscene, an aggressive dive down into the planet, and finally a tilted mission successful screen.
Yeah, kind of got a mission screen. This
Yeah.
time. Missions. Yeah.
My
I didn't
head's
have that
like
last time.
inside a thing.
Stuck in a cage or something.
It's like behind the actual character's eyes.
Rocket stone.
And that drilling guy looks so cool.
Now, while the screen shaking may cause some motion sickness for some, it's also extremely immersive, as is the up-close and personal combat. Currently though, one of the known bugs is it may appear as if your teammates are just holding down their gun constantly.
Stop burning everything, please.
If it moves, I burn it.
Please.
That's a
Wow.
server-side bug. One of those things we couldn't fix until we got networking working.
What, the constant burning?
Beardo Benjo repeatedly asked me to stop burning everything, but in truth, I wasn't firing at all. Now, on another mission, I experienced that bug, and it sounded as if my teammate's chain gun would not stop firing. But like I said, even with all of these issues, the game is still an absolute blast to play in VR.
Bomb time.
Whoa, oh, that was nice.
Look at that. They are everywhere.
Yep.
Okay, everybody, that was the first ever mini mod review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Again, I would love to hear your feedback on this new format. Should I keep reviewing mods? Do you just want gameplay? Please let me know down in the comments. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Okay, everybody, I'll see you on next time.
The bonus objective.
Oh, I just farted. Oh, I'm farting.
There, see? Farting. Random.
I'm doing it.
I knew it.
I know how to do
I
it.
knew it. You know how to do it. What do you mean?
I'm doing it.
Like constantly?
Yeah. I'm squeezing my left bicep and it makes me fart.
What?
I left arm out and I'm squeezing like my bicep and it's making me fart. I went to reach for my grenade and that's what happened.